Hey y'all, so I've tried to make this video so many times and something is preventing me from being able to articulate what's going on in my mind to be able to give you the information that I've been trying to give to you. So I have wrote things down, so bear with me as I use it as a guideline to get this information out. So based on the title of this video, I do first want to go into what the matrix is and how it works to a certain degree. So first we have to understand that the matrix is a machine of physical stagnant energy. For any of you who are able to see energy, then you probably already know or have noticed that the energy of this physical reality is very stuck in place and it's vibrating very low, which is opposing to solar energy, which moves fast and moves in a rhythm or in a pattern. Now, when I'm talking of the energy of this physical matrix, there are light structures, kind of like if you look at a blueprint of a house that's going to be built, it's lines and they kind of like draw out the lines of the foundation of the house. Now, these lines would be light, or they are light when it comes to the actual physical reality. And it's artificial light. And when it comes to beings or things that are of life in this matrix, we have things called auras. Now, everything has a spirit, aka a aura, but not everything has a soul, which is direct connection to source or to God or to what is above this place. It's also important to note that the physical reality or anything physical is the last manifestation phase and energy is the first. So in terms of the matrix, the energetic basis is the artificial light, which is replicated off of real light. And solar energy feeds life into this place. And when I say solar energy feeds this place, I mean the food, the electric foods. That's why you'll notice certain people who are not melanated or do not contain soul prioritize electric foods because they need them in order to obtain energy, versus an actual solar being already has an internal source and they don't necessarily need food in order to have energy or to have access to certain things. They also feed off of the solar energy of people, which I'll get more into at some point. I also want to note that I've actually seen or experienced that we live in a state of darkness. We live in darkness with this artificial light that our brains, aka our computers, receive. And through that and our bodily senses, we perceive this physical reality. So if you know how vision actually works, you're not seeing through your eyes, you're seeing through your brain, and through seeing through your brain, you're projecting a certain reality based off of the light signals that your brain receives. It's important to remember, as a soul, you have the ability to access money, which is currency, travel, energy, and information outside of the physical manifestations. Now, when it comes to these constructs, they were created because the people of the matrix do not have access to these things internally. A real solar being knows that you do not need a plane, legs, or a car to travel wherever you want to. You can do it in your state of consciousness. Also, if we weren't tethered to this physical reality, we wouldn't need money or anything physical to obtain the things that we want or need. We would just have them simply. And when it comes to energy, we already have a source. So we don't need something to feed us because we already have it within. With all this being said, it's important to not fully disassociate from this reality, simply because your consciousness is tethered here until you graduate. We're in the graduation phase. So things are shifting, and a lot of souls will have the opportunity to leave this place come soon. With that being said, it's important to preserve yourself. People of this matrix who have no source depend on your engagement via your voice, touching you, and your emotions to access life force energy. I noticed that, like, within all of my experiences, meditation, sitting with self, certain energies like crystals, things like that has brought me to a point where I can pretty much tell if someone is carrying a soul or not. And I noticed that people who do not carry a soul, they tend to try to pull on your emotions, whether it be telling you about their life and their challenges, whether it be trying to irritate your spirit so they get a nasty response from you and they feed off of that, or trying to engage with you via conversation to be able to obtain a sense of life. Like when you speak, you're speaking life into them because they are hollow people. With that being said, it's important to learn to create your own reality in this reality, to protect yourself from being used for someone else's cause and make the life as you want. Now, when I say creating your own reality, I mean with creating intentions, whether that be writing it out, whether it be visualizing it, whether that be just keeping to yourself as much as possible to preserve yourself, and not only that, have fewer opposing forces that are trying to stop you from existing in your own realm. I also wrote that it's important to cover your head when you're outside, cross your ankles if you're stuck in an uncomfortable situation. Now, a lot of us still have to work because we got bills, and a lot of times that involves having to deal with people who do not have source energy, and you may find yourself in situations where you're having to communicate and engage with people that don't have solar energy. So crossing your ankles is a good way to lock your energy, as well as shielding. Now, when it comes to my actual technique of shielding, I will be making a video demonstrating that coming soon, because I feel like it's important for people to know how to have some sort of spiritual defense, because there's a lot of energies that if you're not protected, they will come after you, whether it be artificial energies, or even there's other beings that are opposing to you that actually have solar energy. And another note is to not look into the eyes of people. The eyes are portals, and a lot of times these NPC people, they will try to like have direct eye contact with you. Something that I learned to do, and I'm gonna reference the book that I learned some of these tips from in the description box below, is to look at people's nose or look at their mouth instead of looking directly in their eyes, because again, it's a portal. So yeah, that's basically what I wrote down. I wanted to go more in depth, but again, I feel like something was just trying to stop me, and I was getting tongue-tied and getting lost in my own thoughts. And so I just wrote it down and read it word for word, because it just wasn't working out that way where I can just easily flow for this particular topic. But I do hope that this helps someone, and stay safe out there, y'all.